According to research by money.co.uk, 31% of us save less than £100 per month, and nearly 26% of those they surveyed have less than £1,000 saved at all. Combined with the cost of living crisis making our daily lives even more expensive, how can we go from nothing to saving up £10,000 in 1 year? A lot of you will be saying that this sounds impossible, and I'll admit, some of you won't reach this goal, but I have personally done so, starting from zero, and while it's not the easiest of tasks, I promise it isn't, it can be done. Regardless of where you end up, I promise that by following these simple steps, you'll be in a far better position 12 months from now than you are right this second. Step number 1, set your goal and commit to it. In a study conducted at the Dominican University of California, a psychologist discovered that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goal if you write it down, but only 1% of people actually do so. So if you're serious about saving 10k fast, then you need to commit to it. And the starting point is to put it into writing. Sticky notes on your computer, check. An A4 sheet on your wall in your office, also great. Stopping short of tattooing it on your arm, make the goal visible to you every single day. Personally, I create a new graphic for my phone so that I'm reminded about the goal every time I pick it up. It's always top of mind, and as I use my phone a lot, it keeps me laser focused on the things that I'm working towards. And this is key, because as time passes, we often lose motivation or other priorities take over and we end up quitting on those goals. According to Tony Robbins, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible, and I completely agree. But sticking to your goal is hard, and the discipline we need to achieve it is harder to maintain today than it ever has been before. Let's take a second and let's visualize your goal. What would saving 10k do for you? For many of us, £10,000 is a life-changing sum of money. It can help you get out of debt, it can help you stay out of debt, and it can help you reduce financial stress in this very uncertain period that we live in. Or it can become the foundation for your own future personal or professional growth. The choice is yours. Knowing the reason why will keep you motivated throughout your journey. It's key that you understand these reasons for pursuing your goal, whatever they are. I've always found that the bigger the why, the more it will motivate you to achieve it. Are you saving to get out of debt or for an early retirement? These are of course at the opposite ends of the personal finance spectrum, but neither is right or wrong. This is your goal, and the reason you're focused on it will be unique to your situation. But I can tell you that there's little downside to saving money, and this is the right choice, so well done you. Personally, my goal right now isn't a financial one. It's that I'd like to hit 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube before January 2024. And if I can do that, I plan to give away over £1,000 of money and products that have helped me on my own business and financial journey. There might even be some new merch in there as well. So if you want to help me achieve my goal this year, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your family or friends. Step number 2, where do we put our savings? Well, the upside of the highest interest rates in 15 years is that the money in our savings accounts is likely to get a decent rate of return just by sitting there doing nothing. I've just moved some of the pots in my Monzo account, they're not a sponsor but I'd like them to be, over to my instant access savings account, and I'm now getting a 3.7% return. Is it amazing? No. But is it better than nothing? Absolutely. First Direct is also offering a 7% return in their regular saver account, but you can only deposit £300 a month on a Tuesday and when the weatherman says it won't rain. You might consider though putting your money into a stocks and shares ISA or into your investments to get a better return. And that's okay if you're fine with a little bit of risk. I'm not a smart investor, but over the past 13 years, my investments have returned over 12% per year on average. However, a year, 12 months, 365 days is a very short time frame in the investing world, and you're always at the mercy of swings in the markets that could affect your investments. To maximize your potential and minimize the risk, here are a couple of key principles that have served me well in my own investing career. Number 1, I don't invest in individual stocks. Number 2, I buy a small bit of everything through the index funds. Number 3, always reinvest your dividends. Number 4, keep the fees as low as possible. And number 5, buy and hold for the long term. Because of these principles that I follow, I use Vanguard for a huge proportion of my investments. They're also not a sponsor, but I just love them. And I also put my savings into dedicated pots in Monzo that I know not to touch. But you can save and invest however you want, as long as you're putting your money somewhere that you're unlikely to touch it or withdraw from, and it's also making you a decent interest rate. That's actually all you need. How to achieve £10,000 of savings in just 1 year. Look, I like to keep things super simple, and for the purpose of this video, I want guaranteed returns to achieve my 10k savings goal. If we know the expected rate of return that our savings are likely to give us, we can start to visualize and plan for the end goal. A year isn't enough to achieve compound growth, but it's long enough that our savings will work for our benefit and we'll earn some interest. Looking at the table on the screen here, over the course of the year, regularly saving into our Monzo Instant Access Savings account means that our savings will earn some, though not a lot, of interest. This does mean that our 10,000 savings goal is already underway, and really we only need to save £9,840. Of course, before we decide where the money is going to come from, we need to understand how much we need to save each month to achieve our savings goal. Taking into account the interest we'll make on our savings, our goal each month is now to save £820, and by doing so, we'll hit our goal of £10,000 saved by the end of the year. So far, so good. Step number 3, budgeting. Now, saving £820 a month may feel like a little or a lot to you, and that totally depends on your personal situation. But if we break this down a little bit more, it works out that we need to find and save around £27 per day. Normally, I tell you to look at your budget and cut it back as much as you can, but I'll be honest with you, budgeting isn't fun, it sucks. Most people are happy with their quality of life and don't want to give up their gym membership. And you know what? I agree with you, that's just fine. But I will challenge you to find £5 a day or £150 per month from your spending, because most of us can trim the fat just a little without affecting our quality of life. And what's more important, the weekly Chinese takeaway or the reason that you've told me before that you want to start saving £10,000 for? In fact, you know what? I'm telling you to look at your budget because you've decided on this goal for a reason and it is important to you. And so I'm going to challenge you to do so. Firstly, let's look at some everyday things that we spend money on, starting with our impulse spending. At £4 per Starbucks latte, making coffee at home can save you around £120 per month. Already, we're at £700 needed to meet our savings goal. Do you buy lunch or snacks from the convenience store? At £6 per day, there's an easy £180 saved. We're now saving £300 per month without even breaking a sweat. And I've seen you at the weekend buying drinks, going out for dinner, and paying for that extortionate taxi home. If you spend £100 on a night out twice a month, cut this in half and you'll already save £100. So we're now at £400 of our £820 goal, and your waistline and your wallet are thanking you. Let's go a bit deeper. Do you watch BBC live or on iPlayer? Well, many of us now just use streaming services only, and if this is the case, you don't need a TV license, and that's another £12 per month saved. So far, there's an easy £412 of our £820 goal saved. One step further then, can you cancel a subscription? Some people I've spoken to choose to have only one household subscription per month. They binge watch everything over on Netflix in this month. Next month they move over to Disney Plus and do exactly the same. By doing that, you can easily save 15, 30 or much more every single month. And with that, we've already achieved half of our goal without even breaking a sweat. So that's 427 of our £820 goal. With just a few little, and I'd argue insignificant changes, the impact of your choices is seen right away. I've not talked about downsizing your car or getting rid of it entirely. I've not asked you to give up any of your luxuries, nor have I suggested negotiating on your household bills. There are countless ways to save money on the things you're already paying for, and you can focus on these if you want. I'd always urge you to, but that will be the basis of a future video. Admittedly, cutting down on our spending without getting extreme will only get us half of the way towards our savings goal. And some of you will already be budgeting, while others will have little spare due to the increased financial pressures that we're all facing. In these cases, something major in your life will need to change if you want to save 10k fast. We likely need to earn a little bit on the side. So that brings me to step number 4, starting a side hustle. As someone who built their own business, I honestly believe that earning extra money is often easier than saving, and the potential upside is significantly more than the 10k we're trying to save. But not everyone is ready to start a full business to replace their 9 to 5, and well, actually, that's just fine. If your current income from your current job is keeping up with your current lifestyle, then earning money through a side hustle means that you can put anything extra towards your savings. Your current quality of life will remain unaffected if you're willing to put the effort in, and I'd argue that if you're watching this video, you're willing to do so. Actually, I'm sure you are. In the past 6 months, I've helped a doctor set up a private practice, I've helped a badminton coach build out a plan for their services, and I've helped a property developer increase their income only working 1 day a week on their business. I have to admit, I am somewhat of a nerd when it comes to business and side hustles. I do agree that they can be incredibly tough to get going, and they're not for everyone. But they can also be one of the most rewarding activities you ever engage in, both mentally and financially. The hardest part of starting a side hustle is knowing what side hustle to start. Well, it was until I created a huge list of 94 side hustles that you can start in the evenings and weekends. Many of these could grow to replace your full-time income as well as growing your savings. Many of them use the skills that you already have, and that makes them super easy to start, grow and maintain. I'm all about efficiency these days, and because of this, some of my favourite side hustles include selling on Amazon merch or creating books for Amazon Kindle Desktop Publishing, KDP. These are products that you can create once and sell many times over. However, when it comes to side hustles, there are endless opportunities, and you can read the full list by clicking on the link in the show notes or by subscribing to this channel, because it's actually one of the next videos that I'll be putting live. With a little bit of planning, a bigger bit of effort, and the willingness to take action, can you look me in the eyes and tell me that you couldn't earn 10, 15 or 20 pounds per day? Didn't think so. It may not happen overnight, but it is important that you stick to it and keep moving forward. As your skills, experience and knowledge grow, so will the income from your side hustle. I remember my business having its first 10k month. Then we had our first 10k day, and by the time we exited the business, many of our projects were priced well over £10,000. That did take time, and I have no doubt that years from now, you'll look back and wish you started sooner. And that's all there is to it. Set your goals, make a plan, and then put the effort into achieving them. Well, look, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not, but it is totally worth it. Thanks so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.